Hello?
Hello?
We're down here.
Can you see us? Can you see us down here?
The camera's pointing straight down at us. This is good. So, it was brought to my attention that, did you know this, actually?
No.
That 12 of our 14 million weekly viewers.
14 million.
12 million of our 14 million, not 12 of our 14 million. 12 million of our 14 million viewers are children.
They're children.
Under the age of 8.
Little babies.
And I was told that they actually believed we were in a pixelated city.
It's not true. I'm so sorry.
They believed that we lived in video games, but we
don't. We don't live in Kotaku City, unfortunately.
Yeah, so we decided to just do an episode where we're real with you. This is where we actually record this, in a room known as the Goblin Bunker.
Yep, that's what it's called. Everyone calls it that.
With these pyramids,
they're really squishy. It's kind of nice.
Yeah, you can scream at them and they won't reflect the sound back at your face.
That's what I'm told.
So if you scream, usually like if you scream against like the bathroom wall, the sound hits it and comes right back.
Yeah.
If you scream at a mirror, you've screamed at a mirror before, right?
I do that like on a daily basis, basically.
So, yeah, like when I scream at the mirror, you can actually feel it like against your face.
You really can.
But here you can't. You scream at this, and it's like screaming into a void.
I'm Keita Jackson.
Oh, and I'm Tim Rogers, and welcome back to Kotaku XP.
Did you miss us? I missed you.
Last week's episode was pretty weird. And it's been erased from everyone's memory, actually.
Yeah.
That's how weird it was.
That's how weird it was. We had to just, zap it. Had to get it away from you.
Zap it till you slap it.
That's not something that anyone says. Tim's got a Switch with us.
I'm playing, it's Sonic.
He's playing Sonic.
Okay, what's topic number 1 today?
Diablo!
Diabolos.
It's coming.
Diablo's coming for the Nintendo Switch. So
it got leaked.
So it got
leaked by
Didn't it get leaked like a year ago?
Well, we all knew it was coming to Switch, but the release date got leaked.
We all knew it was coming because what game is better suited to the Nintendo Switch than one that
Are you
requires
gonna play Sonic the entire time?
No. I killed the boss.
There you go.
I killed the boss through this microphone,
put it down.
which is really hard to.
Tim, okay.
Okay,
Tim.
So Diablo's coming on the Switch. What better game for the Nintendo Switch than a game that really inspires you to buy the best mouse? You know? Where are you going to plug the mouse in? Are you going to plug it in down here to this little hole down here?
I don't know. I was never a Diablo player. What's the appeal of Diablo on Switch?
The appeal of Diablo, do you know the appeal of Diablo in general?
One of those good old dungeon crawling loot games.
It's dungeon crawling and loot, except it was like loot for its own sake way back when. It was like a real heck yeah of loot. It was like, here it is. I remember playing the first Diablo on the PC.
Wow.
And it was just stone cold, man.
Yeah.
It was like it was just like, here's all this stuff that games without all the graphics, games without all the polish had insinuated before, except now it's just slamming it into your face.
Yeah, that I'd love to be slammed in the face.
With video games?
With video games.
Yeah.
I love it.
So it was rock solid.
Yeah.
And then Diablo 2 was even more, and then Diablo 3.
That one had some problems. I read Jason's book, and they talked about the problems that game had in that book, but also how they turned it around.
Diablo 3?
Diablo 3, yeah.
Yeah, they turned it around, and what better way to turn it around than to put it on the Nintendo Switch? So
everybody loves the Switch. I feel like every game I want to play, I would rather play it on the Switch than anywhere else, because on the Switch, I can go all the way under my covers and not leave.
So you know how with Monster Hunter, if you want to get into Monster Hunter, you have to Google, how do I start playing Monster Hunter,
yeah.
Right?
I mean, what I would do is ask Heather Alexandra, but yes.
Yes. So if you didn't have that luxury,
right? If you don't have a Heather Alexandra at your
sitting 5 feet away from you,
yeah, directly across from you at a desk,
you would have to Google. You'd probably end up on somewhere like Kotaku.com.
Kotaku.com, right? Which would have a tips post about how to start
getting into Monster Hunter, because it's something like, well, Diablo has, I don't want to say all the stuff that Monster Hunter has, but it ticks a lot of the boxes, right? Except one thing is you definitely don't have to look up a tips post on the internet to get into Diablo.
Okay.
So it's like it ticks a lot of the boxes, but it is so streamlined and simple. Maybe I've gravely insulted someone who plays Diablo.
Well, I'm sure it's like one of those things. It's like getting into it is easy, but if you want to be really, really good at it, you gotta invest the time in it. Those are my kinds of games. I just started another Dwarf Fortress game. Right now,
I saw you playing
today.
Dwarf Fortress.
Man, I love that game so much.
I approached your desk with my glasses off earlier because I've been trying to walk around with my glasses off every once in a while.
Just give your eyes a rest.
Just to get used to it, yeah, because it's like focusing hurts. And I saw that on your screen, and I thought it was a really creative spreadsheet. And then I realized it was Dwarf Fortress.
My dwarves. I gotta get them a fortress.
So Diablo 3's on the Switch. You can probably play it wireless multiplayer with your friends.
Oh man, I bet that's really fun. Maybe I should pick it up.
At the diner after school.
That's what I like to do.
Kids go to the diner after school. Oh, I'm being told we have another story. Something just coming in.
I'm gonna do that every time.
This just in. There was a story last week on Kotaku.com.
Yeah, Cecilia Anastasio is on vacation this week, but last week she wrote a story that discussed. It was called The Culture of Sexism at Riot Games. Riot is the developer of League of Legends.
LOL.
LOL, as the kids say. The kids, I don't know if they say that. But she reported the story for like 6 months. She said she talked to 28 different sources. And
that's more than 4 a month.
I know. She was working on this for a really long time, really, really hard. And she uncovered, there's a kind of a bro culture at that studio, and it's alienated a lot of people. And although they've hired diversity and inclusion managers and leads, the improvement to the structure of the company is sort of slow going. And this got people really talking. Really, really talking. You've been in game development. You've worked before. You made a game that you don't want anyone to buy.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
Don't even look for it, you monsters.
But I know that these stories of, sexist, male-oriented cultures at studios of any size are pretty common. It wasn't, I was surprised people were so shocked by it, because at any sort of large corporation, especially one that believes in the idea of a meritocracy, I feel like you always end up unintentionally or intentionally prioritizing the needs of men over the needs of everyone else. Some of the stories in that article that were like really, really bonkers, apparently in a meeting, if there were no women present, a meeting lead would just fart in people's faces, which I cannot imagine that being an appropriate thing to do in any workplace.
I applied to work at Riot Games once.
I don't think that you would enjoy the face farts.
Well, I read the story. My shock was performative. I read the story, but I was pretending to be surprised.
He lied.
Something that I lied on camera.
On camera.
But we're not lying, at least, about the Pixel City. So I applied to work at Riot once. Someone recommended me, hey, why don't you come work here, dude? So when I read that part of that story, I was like, oh, ooh, what are the chances? I don't know. I'm not ever gonna doubt anything about this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like if the meeting had been all dudes and me, I feel like that wouldn't have happened, because they would have. I would have put them off. I for some reason strike people as like a narc. So they probably
so not, though.
They probably would have. Oh no, yeah, of course. I've gotten where I am today, which is my teeth hurt so bad. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow. By the time you see this post, I will have been to the dentist. So I've gotten where I am today by not being a narc, but for some reason I strike people as a narc.
Well, there is definitely this idea sometimes. I've experienced this. I'm in a group DM, and I love everyone in the group DM. If you're watching this, I love you all. You're really great. But I got into sort of this annoying conversation one time where they kept making jokes. I got them all into No Man's Sky, and they kept making jokes about how girls don't play games. We drove all the girls away, and there's no more girls. And it's just sort of you get to this space where you feel comfortable just kind of being exclusionary without understanding that does have sort of a detrimental effect on people's minds. It hurt my feelings, because it's I'm here and I'm a woman and I love video games. I'm sitting right here, I'm reading this, Do you guys not want me to be here?
Maybe they should call it Woe Man's Sky, and then the problem would solve itself. Speaking of which, this just in, we've got our producer, which is our electronic producer. It's a computer
There's a monitor with some words on it over there.
I don't want you to think that we actually have someone here.
Sometimes Paul is here.
Sometimes he's here. He says he doesn't like being here because then it's more fun to watch the show.
Also,
afterward.
he has to try not to laugh the entire time while we're talking.
Yeah.
I like see him silently chuckling.
Yeah,
It's
because
very cute.
I tell him, don't laugh because I know that you're making fun of me. That's why.
He's not.
And also, I want everyone to not think that there's anyone laughing. I don't want you to feel as though you're instructed to enjoy this.
Don't laugh.
You're not. I'm not.
Don't do it.
You're not required to be enjoying this.
No, don't laugh ever at all.
Yeah.
Never laugh again.
So what? No Man's Sky?
So
What's
there's
the
multiplayer
news
now,
this week?
and there's people who kind of want to do some griefing. There's already been Nathan Grayson wrote a really interesting article about people who are attempting to be griefers in No Man's Sky. You can join random people's sessions and, mess with their ships and stuff like that. But there's no real benefit to griefing. But player-made civilizations in the game still have differences they want to resolve. And what sort of started happening, according to a sort of civilization leader, the civilization called the Empire of Hova, and this is Hova himself, the Emperor, he told me that a major problem in No Man's Sky is there's just a ton of spies everywhere.
Narcs.
There's narcs, man.
More like Narc Sky.
Narcman Sky.
Narcman. Oh, can you imagine if your last name was Narcman?
You would never be able to do drugs.
Nobody would tell any mean jokes during a meeting around you.
No. But yeah, it's sort of like EVE Online Lite right now, where people are getting to the point where they're making fake accounts and trying to join secret discords and try to expose people's plans. The Galactic Hub, which is the largest player-made civilization, and I think one of the first, in No Man's Sky, they had an issue where someone leaked the location of the ships that they use for their galactic police force, which would allow people to either gank a ship and use it to pose as the police force, or attempt to destroy them, or look at the specs of the ships and understand, what kind of ship you would have to defeat them. That keeps happening. If you check up on the sort of the subreddits that these civilizations use, you see like new reports of like leaked, Skype chats and stuff like that, like every day. It's wild. It's wild out there in No Man's Sky.
It's wild in the sky.
It's the
No
wild
Man's Skyled. Wild Sky. What if they just called it Wild Sky? That would sound cooler.
No, it wouldn't. That sounds like a JRPG.
No Man's Wild Sky actually sounds pretty cool.
That sounds like this spiritual sequel to Skies of Arcadia.
We at my video game development studio, whose name I'm not going to mention, we've been talking about a game for years now. The game is called Copter Wild.
Copter Wild?
It's about a helicopter. It's called Copter Wild. And then when Breath of the Wild was announced as the name of the new Zelda, we were like, oh man.
Yeah, that's a little bit too similar.
Copter Wild, Breath of the Wild. So I was thinking of a couple of things. So you say the Galactic Police Force, can you like paint your ship your own colors? Can you like customize the visuals?
I think that is not yet a thing you can do, which sucks.
You gotta get on that, mans.
Come on, Sean Murray. Come on.
Come on, Sean Murray.
Sean, come on. Make us be able to paint our ships.
Sean Murray. And also, you said Nathan Grayson earlier, and I remember the very first time I ever met Nathan Grayson.
He's a great dude.
I said, so, he said, I met him at a GDC a long time ago. And I said, so do you pronounce that Nathan G. Raisin? Is what I said to him.
Did he love that? Because I bet he loved that.
I wonder if he remembers. Maybe he does. Nathan G. Raisin.
Nathan, just let us know. DM me or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a new thing.
So I wrote a thing about
yours,
the Nintendo
yours.
Switch with I wrote a thing. I made a video. Did you see it?
I didn't watch it, no.
Nobody watches my videos.
I was working on a feature today, okay?
You and the rest of the internet did not watch my video.
Everyone on the internet is always working on a feature.
Yeah, everybody's always, they've got work to do, so they don't want to watch my vidzos. So I wrote a video script, and then I read the script, and then I edited a video about my 25 favorite Nintendo Switch games to play with this new Hody brand D-pad Joy-Con. You see this? What do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think of the? Have you tried it?
I haven't tried it, no. I mean, this is a nice looking. Oh man.
It feels right, doesn't it? Oh no.
That feels really good.
I think I accidentally synced my. Oh, am I Tails?
Yeah, your tails.
Oh my God! I've got control of Tails.
Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that, but here we go.
You're gonna kill my Sonic. So yeah, I've got a nice D-pad on my Switch, and I just started thinking about all the games that I like to play with the D-pad, and I brought this with me when I went on a trip recently. So yeah, how is that?
Oh, I'm doing poorly.
Does it feel better than the?
It does though.
The little tiny clicky buttons.
Okay, I'm gonna stop this because I'm going to ruin.
I
your game.
usually defend these little tiny. It's okay. It's just Green Hill Zone.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It's Green Hill Zone. It's not.
Forget about it. It's Green Hill Zone.
Yeah, forget about it, Jake. Have you ever seen the sequel to Chinatown, The Two Jakes?
No, is that real or are you goofing with me?
No, it's real.
What?
Jack Nicholson's one of the Jakes, and Harvey Keitel is the other Jake.
Harvey Keitel?
Yeah.
I
and
gotta watch it like immediately.
It's directed by Jack Nicholson.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I'm not gonna say it's a masterpiece of any kind, but it doesn't have any lines like "Forget about it, Jake." It's "Go on home, buddy. It's Chinatown."
Have a nice day, buddy. It's Chinatown.
Hey, go get some noodles or something. It's Chinatown, Jake.
Oh man, I keep not going to the Xi'an's Famous Foods. That is like.
Oh, Xi'an Famous Foods? Have you ever eaten there at all?
I have eaten there.
Oh, what?
It's so good.
I moved to New York because of Xi'an Famous Foods, and now I'm contemplating moving out of New York because of the subway air conditioner not working half the time.
It's pretty bad.
I showed up at work 3 days a couple weeks ago with my you couldn't tell what color my pants were supposed to be because I was
just sweating.
I was soaked in sweat.
Yeah, I put on makeup today and I immediately sweated all off when I went to go get on the train. August in New York is a bad time.
It's August in general is that 1 month that people don't really like, right?
That and
In
February.
terms of the
August
heat.
and February are my two least favorite months because it's just sort of like, come on, like get on with it already. Let's go to the next one. But yeah, I am a Joy-Con like a defender. I like them.
Of
I
the
like
little
them.
clicky buttons?
I got little tiny hands and they fit perfectly in my little teeny tiny hands.
I don't mind the little
I like
tiny
this.
buttons. I don't mind
like the
them.
little tiny buttons for the ABCD nonsense over there, and I don't mind them on the D-pad for most games when I'm just trying to switch between menu screens like really quickly. But
Yeah.
I can't use the D-pad to actually play with in most normal games. But that D-pad is really nice.
This D-pad's hecka good.
And I kind of want one of those now.
So you can get this on Amazon JP for like $20. Shipping's like $5, which isn't bad.
What?
Yeah,
That's
so
ridiculous.
like $27 total. I had this thing. However, the Nintendo Switch has sort of a hilarious problem.
Yeah.
Which is while this Joy-Con is plugged in, for some reason the console won't sleep. It won't sleep unless both of the Joy-Cons plugged in are wireless Joy-Cons, and thus it dies. The battery dies like crazy. It died on the dock.
Really?
It died on the dock
That
while I was
sucks.
playing a video game.
Tim, I gotta interrupt you because
what?
it's time for another thing. Last week you were not.
I wasn't
here.
here.
Where were you?
I was in the island nation of Taiwan.
What were you doing in Taiwan, Tim?
I was mostly sorry, I was playing a video game. I was mostly just chilling.
Yeah? Just straight chilling?
But I went to a couple of video game related events that were there for I was some kind of a VIP, I believe.
A very important person.
No, the P stands for something terrible. I don't know what it stands for.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of a funny one, but I couldn't think of it.
No, I was the I stood for idiotic. So there we go. I was there as a very idiotic person. And I just went and saw some games, and I went to some game studios, and I did a little bit of business.
A little bit of business?
Yeah, LBOB. I went there for a little bit of business.
A.
And I went surfing.
What? How was that?
It was all right.
Yeah?
I got hit in the neck with the surfboard.
That sounds unpleasant. That sounds worse than all right.
Yeah, actually, come to think of it, yeah, I've got like my nose is numb today.
Still?
Yeah, from it's probably, don't worry about it. It's probably
Tim's body's just falling
it's
apart.
probably
it's fine.
okay. I went surfing on the east coast of Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
which is where their New York is. No. That was a really good joke. On the east coast of Taiwan, it was not good to go surfing. Oh, well, no. Okay, the surfing was great, but I'm starting to become an older person than I was when I first started enjoying the hobby of surfing. So my body is completely destroyed from doing that. It's like completely shredded and ripped up, and I feel like I'm gonna die still, because it's like I feel like I've just been like a box cutter, just cut right down the middle of my torso, because my chest is. It's this motion, the motion you gotta do to stand up on the board is just
oh yeah, that's
really
like you really gotta shove yourself up.
It's like an explosive motion, so it's like my arms are. It's terrible.
What you're saying is I'm doing the right thing by trying to get into a workout routine now.
Yes. If you want to surf, you've got to do like planks. I think you do planks. You do like wall sits.
I used to be able to do that stuff, and then I stopped working out entirely because I have depression.
I stopped working out entirely because of working here, which is, no offense to working here. It's just I come in here every day. I got to spend 40 minutes on the trains, 40 minutes going back.
It's hard to find the time in. Anyway.
I got hecka unhealthy. Mm-hmm. I was surfing on the east coast of Taiwan, and it was like 110 degrees outside. It was like, and there were no clouds. It was like the worst possible day to go surfing.
Into your face.
I was shellacked in sunscreen. It was, oh man. But anyway, I got to play some video games. I got to meet some guys who made this, what do you call it? This fighting game called Fight of Gods. Have you heard of this game?
Oh, I have heard of this game.
I hung out with those dudes.
How are they? Are they cool?
Yeah, they're cool as heck. I had all these suggestions for their game that I had to refrain from making because it's so pure.
Yeah.
The game is so pure. They've got Santa Claus in there.
Santa Claus is it? All right, most of those that wasn't mostly
Santa
words.
Claus, and I'm like, was Santa Claus like the god of like capitalism? And he's like, no, it's the god of kids. And I was like, wow,
the cutest and most pure thing I've ever heard.
I can't make any jokes about them, or I was like thinking I can't suggest stuff to them because like it has to stay as pure as it is. So they've got Jesus in there. You can have Jesus versus Buddha, Jesus versus Santa Claus.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, we're going to be playing that game tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Bennett Foddy's coming in. Well,
today for the people watching. Bennett Foddy's going to come in. So you've either already seen this or about to see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to be Jesus.
You're going to be Jesus. Do you know what Foddy's going to do?
I don't know. Jesus' like super move is the ascension. He like ascends into heaven.
Yeah.
And it's really cool. So it's really good. And then also I saw this game, this really cool looking game called Honohime, which it turns out is like viral in Taiwan, but I don't think anybody knows about it. So maybe I should post a video of it or something.
You probably should.
It has an extremely incredible art style. It's like a Devil May Cry Nier-like sort of game with this really amazing like Ghibli looking cel shaded art style done by one guy.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's really, really cool looking. I saw that. I was very impressed by that. I saw some other stuff. I played Unearthing Mars 2, which is the sequel to Unearthing Mars, which was made in Taiwan, which you might not have known that it was made in Taiwan. Or you might not know about that game at all. It was PSVR, and it was really hilarious. I was just laughing a lot because you're just gunning down these monsters. It was the best VR shooting I've played.
And now you are back in the States.
I'm back here on an airplane, 16 hours, direct flight.
That's a long time to be on a plane.
I think I might have gotten a deep vein thrombosis.
We got 5 seconds. Anything else to say, Tim?
I'm gonna die.
I'm also gonna die.
Bye.